massive Faceit ban wave catches many pros and semi-pros. Recently, there was a massive ban wave on Faceit. This banned a ton of pros and semi-pros. And that would be this guy right here, SJR. He stands out because he's not only one of the top Premier players, but we checked him out and I thought he was legit. Now, he was caught by the client, and before this ban, he was actually one of the top 100 in Faceit rank 10. You can see that here, and not only that, he's playing with the same group of people he usually plays with, even though it says only 2 of them are partied up. Impulse and Aya were also in the game that we checked out. Now, this was the last Faceit game he played before he got banned, and wow, he did phenomenally, dropping 35 kills. So I guess we should check out the demo and see exactly how blatant he was, considering he went off for so much before he got banned. And keep in mind, this guy did get up to a whopping 33k on Premier. His name on the ladder here is SJOTAR. One of the top 5 in the world. And here's the last game that he played. We're gonna skip the knife round and head right into the pistol round. Now, he dropped 35 kills in this game, which is absolutely insane. Able to take down one guy here in mid. That didn't look too crazy. But like I said, we've watched him in Premier before, and he really didn't look like he was cheating, so he's pretty good at hiding it. And what kind of cheat he was using, we don't really know. One more guy left side of sight here. Takes down his teammate, so he knows his approximate location. Able to take him down, a 1v1 situation. It looks like he's just hunting down the last guy. You heard him there. But yeah, he goes absolutely crazy this game to win it. So yeah, watching over here. Knows where the last guy is. Able to take him down. I don't know if he knew where the last guy was. He was just watching the angle. Pretty standard position to be watching. But here, that looked really suspicious. Look at how he peeked that. Alright, we're going to watch this again, this time in slow motion, and see if there was any tells that this guy was pushing up. Obviously, they are walking, and he looks like he's ready before he sees any part of this guy. And he peeks the off angle at that. Alright, his teammate goes down, one guy flanking over here, and now he's going to be pushing up. One guy on the right side, one guy on the left. He's going to help his teammates clear, one guy in the smoke. He does take a shot at the smoke, spots him out, gets the kill. One more guy on the right-hand side. I mean, he really doesn't look that suspicious. That one round in the water there before that last round was a little bit suspicious, but that was about it so far. If I had to guess, it's probably a radar hack. As I continue to go through this, it looks more and more like he's probably using a radar hack. He also knows the game very well, so he's able to hide it very well. I think even if we had an Overwatch system in Counter-Strike, most people would not be able to tell he was cheating. I honestly can't. There's a couple subtle moments, like right here, where he looks like he's staring at the guy through the door instead of checking over on the right-hand side where there's a little gap in the fire. But I mean, he could just assume that Molly hit better and that there would be no gap. Here we have another round where they're pushing the water. One guy pushing up close again. I feel like he was a little caught off guard. He did stop very quick on that. And then the second guy pushing up, he's pretty aware the second guy is pushing through again. Now one guy in water flanking, it doesn't look like he knows there is. Being said, that guy's flanking too slow. He just shot the pole here. They are going to have pretty good communication because we know that he has played with these guys, a few of these guys before in previous games. That Impulse guy and, of course, Ayala. He was definitely playing with them in the last demo we reviewed in Premier mode, so he definitely has played with them. He's also queued up with, I think, the other guy, one of the other guys. I took a second look to find out who it was he was queued up with. He was queued up with Slayer in this game. But yeah, at least 4 of them regularly play with each other. So I'm sure they were all communicating very well. On to the CT side, got that USP in hand. Taking some taps, spots one guy out. Peeks back out, gets a second one, and gets a third there. Again, on that round, you can see that he looks over towards the back right, knowing a guy's going to peek late on that back right. Another reason I think he's using a radar hack. All right, 2 guys on the right-hand side, pushing through, able to take down one. Spots out the guy on the left. This makes it look so easy. He's got 22 kills right now, pushing towards mid, gets the headshot. Peeking back out, guys in smoke, he's spraying the exact right place. Does a lot of damage there, but not enough to take down more than one. He's got that USP to try to finish him off. All right, peeking out. Last guy, he heard the noise, peeked out based on that guy's shot. Now he's going to be flashing over here. Heard one guy up close, spraying him down. Another guy in sight, holding the right-hand side. Wappa making his way over here to the left. Gets caught off guard by him, but he did adjust over to the left side. Again, that makes me think he is using a radar. Obviously, he was using something or he wouldn't have been caught. But look, he's holding that right-hand side. He checks to the left, but he doesn't check back over to the right. He's like pretty convinced that this guy's going to come over here on the left-hand side. Peeks out with that USP, gets a nice double tap. Spots out another guy here on the corner. Pretty standard for somebody holding it. Of course, his teammate also spotted that guy out because that guy was low HP. So, I mean, nothing too weird there. Oh, such great positioning here to take down this guy in sight. And one more guy over here on the right-hand side. Peeks out, spraying at him. And he finally gets the kill. Really had good spray control for that. Peeks out here. Ooh, gets annihilated by Wampa. I mean, just think about it, though. If he is using a radar hack, that is such an advantage, knowing exactly where he has to look, where he has to focus his attention. Even if he can't line people up directly through the wall, he knows exactly where he needs to worry about. One guy here in mid, spots him out, gets the kill. Good off angle here. Spots out another guy. That'll take him down. One guy coming from water. He's going to molly up close. Going to prevent the guy from pushing in, and then he's going to go for the full spray. Alright guys, so as you can see from that, there are very few moments that look like he may have slipped up. Honestly, I'm just glad that the Faceit anti-cheat was able to catch him, because he actually has a pretty high skill level, and coupled with whatever he's using, it makes it very hard to detect. Even though I do believe that Valve should bring back the Overwatch system, because I think it'll get rid of most legit hackers, and of course the more blatant cheaters. But there will always be standout cases like this, which are really difficult to detect with the naked eye, and there's a good chance an AI anti-cheat will never be able to detect something like this. But I'd love to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below.